Hi everyone. Um, I hope everyone is doing well. I just want to make sure and put a nice little plug in for my podcast that's going to be starting tomorrow, May 15th. So I will upload it and I have a nice little commercial that I'm going to upload on YouTube tomorrow as well. So I'm really excited, even if I think my only subscriber is my mom. So I think this is pretty cool. I love how my Invisalign is actually really working. But anyway, I am coming to you today because I haven't done a Apple TV Plus plug in a while. And so I wanted to kind of do that. And I know that I still am going to do a book review that I planned on doing last week. Um, so I apologize. I'm going to do it this week for sure because I don't have as many videos that I am doing. I do have on May 15th, which is May 14th, which is Sunday, Mother's Day, which is why I'm in the hotel. Um, by myself for the weekend. Anyway, my mother had some choice words for me about it. I am drinking sparkling water. I've managed to keep myself alcohol free. Actually, it's been alcohol free for a while. Um, anyway, I'm trying this new water. It's called Solon de Cabas. Looks good. I like the bottle, so that's why I chose it. Very artificial of me, but or superficial of me. But anywho, I am going to um do something to my hair. And actually I did get a box and I can review that. I did get the complete set of Tia Mori's products. So I totally will review that, so that you can kind of get an idea of, how it works. I mean, of course, I'm in love with pattern, and right now I'll actually wash my hair with the products at the hotel, Crabtree and Evelyn, which I absolutely adore. Crabtree and Evelyn is great. The best product that they have is they have like an almond wash and lotion. I've been using that since my aunt worked there. Gosh, like over 30 years ago. Has it been over 30 years? Maybe it's been over 30 years since she's worked there, but I've been using it since I was a kid. That scent is just intoxicating. Anyway, that's not what we came here for at all. I wanted to talk about a couple of new shows that I have been watching on Apple TV that just dropped this month. Um, and maybe the end of last month too. So, and then I think tomorrow, I'll do one on documentaries because we have some really good documentaries. Okay, so let's first start off with the last thing he told me. It's supposed to be a mystery. And Jennifer Garner is the star. I do know who the guy is, her her husband is, but I can't place him in what show I know him in. But anyway, her husband disappears. It's okay. The premise of this is first episode. The tech, it's a tech industry. She's like this wood spinner. Don't ask. And he's high in tech, and they live on a houseboat, but it's a pretty sophisticated boat. I mean, they live on the deck. It doesn't, I mean, it clearly feels like it's more docked than it just being a boat. But anywho, um, and you know, she drives this really classic truck, you know, this kind of I'm not rich, but I am rich kind of a thing. Well, the first episode, the tech company goes belly up. And, you know, this is Northern California. So we all know how tech companies get down. And it's a fake and phony fraud behind the scenes, which is in temp, which is kind of the same temperature, the same vein that all of these other companies that we have come to hear about. I mean, it's kind of hip in the news. Okay, so it's not a no-brainer. But the thing is that he gives her a note to say, take care of my, you know, my daughter, take care of her. Which I'm going to tell you that the teenage daughter is a brat and she is rude as all get out. Um, and she is rude to her unnecessarily. Jennifer Gardner's character has the patience of a god when it comes to dealing with her. I do not have that level of patience. Like, okay, for the first few moments, you know, the first while, I get it that you're not gonna be nice to me, but after a while, like after some time, now it's like, okay, you need to get it together. Like, you need to still be respectful. And she's not. And so poor girl's going to school with everybody thinking that her father is a shyster. Where is he? He's not arrested. It's everybody else that's arrested. But then now it's come to the point that we need to figure out where's my dad. She doesn't know. Nobody knows. Everybody's looking at her. Everybody's looking at him. And they decide to kind of go in search for truth. Well, their search leads to them going down to Texas and they discover a lot more of what he hasn't been telling. So it's a lot of info that we don't know. And I'm going to say that the show is such a hook. Like, I am hooked on this show. The last thing he told me, absolutely go watch it. The second one that is a must watch on Apple TV is called Drops of God. And I don't know how this snuck past me because I was going through and I was like, wait, there's a new show that dropped. Like, I mean, it literally was not on it didn't even pop up as a thing to watch. So you're going to have to kind of possibly dig to see if there's, you know, to see where it shows up because for me, it didn't even pop up as the things that are new to Apple TV. Drops of God is I did not realize that this was based on a manga. I don't watch nor read. So anyway, this a little bit of this timeline is a little sketchy for me, but that's fine. It's about a man dies, first episode. And the woman is going to the funeral and he dies in Japan and she's French. Well, yeah, she's French. her father was like into wine. He worked at wineries. He created this wine guide. He was a professor in Japan. And it is this, and so he decides to have an heir contest. Who's going to get the heir to his work? Like he has $1 million in the bank. Fine. She's like, I think, well, maybe it's more than 1 million, but I mean, it's insignificant to how much his wine collection is worth. His wine collection is $160 million. Okay. American dollars. And so it has led to this whole let's duke it out. They have to do a contest in a three level contest. And so now she has like this trauma built up because she hasn't seen her father in years. The dude who she's having this contest with, who is Japanese, is like, I don't even know who you are. And his mother is rude. His father is sweet. And so much info comes out. I don't want to give too much away because so much info comes out along the way. She learns a lot more about her father. She also learns a lot about her mother, who is also uncool. And yeah, and she has to change her ideas of how her father is, and he has to change kind of his ideas about his upbringing and a lot of the lies that has been told to him. So everybody's been lying to these people. Such a good show. It is. The subtitles are in English. There's sometimes that they speak in English. Most of the time they're speaking in French and Japanese. But it's worth the watch. Okay. And my final one, oh, okay. I'll give two more. Okay. Silo. Okay. I said, let me go through my must-watch list. Must-watch. Drops of Blood, the last thing he told me. Silo is not on my must-watch list. Look, I hate, apocalyptic shows. So, or they call it a dystopian underground society. I hate shows like this. So they have no idea how this, like, there's no institutional memory of how this silo was built or why the silo was built. They have no idea why they can go outside. And somehow, like, so far, I have no idea how that ties into this. Well, I guess I do kind of have some idea of how this ties into like this engineer who makes a decision, well, who dies, and another fellow engineer who I believe that they were secretly wanting to date, which is they had to keep it a secret because this is like illegal to just openly date without approval. It's illegal. Like they even insert a birth control into people to ensure to ensure that you monitor the amount of people who are born. There's like a process that you have to get approved. in order to have a baby, and you give you a year to get pregnant, which to me seems very infeasible because if you have an implant that has been in you since you started menstruating, so for at least 10, 15 years, it's going to take some time, longer than a year, to probably be able to get pregnant. But I digress. So this is like scientifically probably not feasible, but um if they have one rule, if you ask to be put outside, then you are banished to be put outside. You can't change your mind. And you have to clean the outside, and then they sit there and watch people like maybe die. So what they're trying to think of is people think that they're manipulating them to stay inside and that the outside is not as bad. I'm hoping that there's more to that story because otherwise I'm really not going to like I hate this kind of show, but I mean, this is my thing. Like there's only so many shows that I can do dystopian, um apocalyptic ending kind of society in the way that we know it's to be. Like I just can't. I'm really digging how my teeth are looking. This Invisalign is painful, but I feel and see the change, which is pretty dope. I'm gonna be done in August, so I'm really excited about that. Anyway, I'm saying about that because I really do not like Silo. I'm still watching it though, and because I'm committed. There's only one show on Apple TV that I was like, I can't continue, and I just refuse to continue, and that is Acapulco. Is it Acapulco or Apopolo? Yeah, Acapulco. I just stopped. I could not. I couldn't make it past the second episode, and I was like, I started talking to myself, Elizabeth. I was like, yeah. Anyway, okay, last show. So we have two must watch. I'm gonna repeat: Drops of God, The Last Thing He Told Me, one, ugh, Silo. And the thing is that the people that they're trying to promote as those who watch this, like they're trying to promote this. Ooh, you gotta go watch it because look who's on the show. They are gone in the first episode. I think the second episode for sure. So it's like you drew me for these two people and they're dead. Okay. Finally, the fourth one is a good watch and it's City on Fire. Um, I like shows somewhat like this because I really do think that we're not doing enough to look at the harmful effects of 9/11 on the mental health and the family structures of those who lived in New York. This is another reason why, off topic, George Santos angered me to no end. I mean, I don't know. I know that he lied about being black. He lied about being a volleyball player. He lied about being, um, what else did he lie about? Attending certain schools. He's lied. But the thing that I mean, all of these things are not good. I get it. But the thing that has bothered me the most is he lied about the fact that his mom was in the South Tower. and survived. Like she was not present on 9/11. And I think it is, especially when you're congressional leader in New York, for you to lie about being a congressional leader in this, for you to be a congressional leader in the state of New York, close to, close, not not upstate New York, but you are in the one of the boroughs, and to lie about being that your mother was located in the South Tower is despicable. It also angers me because I found, because I was in college. Like, this is a memory that is imprinted on me. I went to Pepperdine. We have a memory pool based on 9/11 because we had people on that plane who died, who were current students. Some of them were also uh, attached to the Pepperdine community. So I struggle with that kind of lie. But I also think that dramas like City on Fire, which is it's a pretty decent, it's a pretty decent one. I will say, but I think it's necessary. I will say that City on Fire is pretty decent. Um, but there's so much going on that I can understand where people are like, okay, Elizabeth, this is a lot. Because I like more concise stories and I don't like where everything is kind of tentacles all over the place. And it seems like you're taking a while to kind of give us the interlooping threads together. Wherein they dropped 3 episodes on the first week that it was out. And I mean, clearly that was done on purpose because they wanted those 3 episodes, because they wanted to give us a little bit of something we could put our teeth in. Because at the moment, I can see where that first episode you'd be like, what is this? So this happens in summer of 2003. A young man his dad died in the North Tower, and he's going to therapy. He meets this girl named Samantha, and Samantha happens to be a freshman at NYU. And she is hooked up with some weird, like these band members, these people who kind of are living in this space that I'm not sure if this is a legit location, if they are, I don't think anybody's paying rent. Like, I could be wrong. It don't look like it. It doesn't look like it meets up to anybody's code. I mean, it's completely underground. People probably do not know. There are no windows in this place. And, these people are partiers, into drugs, and it's hard for me to wrap my head around this young boy. He has a mother, and I'm like, you do have a mother. Your mother should be utterly concerned that you went out one night and it's days later and your behind has not came home. I mean, this is 2003, so cell phones aren't necessarily, you know, they exist for sure, but not everybody has a cell phone. So I can understand that component. And texting wasn't free. Um, so poor mom. And he seems like a very sweet boy. He ends up, him and Sam, he clearly really, really likes Sam. Um, he doesn't know that Sam is having an affair with a married man who is may not be old enough to, yeah, old enough to be her father. Let's just put it that way, because she's 19. So yeah, he could be the dad. Um, and he is messing up his whole life because his wife is the COO of her dad's company, who is this very wealthy kind of woman. And but the dad is about to get arrested. I think the dad is experiencing some type of memory loss. The uncle is clearly trying to take over the company and trying to push the rest of his family out. That's clear. I mean, writing on the wall. Somehow he is fully aware about, I'm not telling you too much though. He's fully aware of everybody's secrets. I have no idea how this is working. They have a brother who's hooked on heroin, who's a band leader. He's been pushed out the band. He's now an artist who doesn't create art. And he has this black boyfriend who needs to move. Like he needs to, yeah, he needs to move. He needs to find a place to live because this relationship is not going to work out. I'm letting you know, relationship's not going to work out. If you're like, one reason I moved in here is because I wanted to not, I wanted to make sure that you say you were no longer on heroin. I don't know how you didn't see that this man was on drugs. Like legit, he looks like he's on drugs. Anyway, his behavior is like he's on drugs. And so Sam gets shot in the head. She lives. But we don't know who shot Sam. We know who didn't shoot Sam, but we don't know who shot Sam. And so I have an inkling of two possible theories. And the show is really good. I think the show is really good. But like I said, if I had to choose the ones that are the best ones here, is the last thing he told me, Drops of God by far. So with that being said, I'm going to let you go. I I'm going to watch a couple more documentaries. I'll probably do it tonight because there's a couple documentaries. I finished one. I'm almost done with another one, and I want to do two more so that when I come to you, I can kind of do a whole documentary thing. And yeah, because Apple TV does some really good documentaries for sure. And I hope that you enjoy.